Captain on bridge.
Alright guys, so we have got a major update, and there have been a lot of additions, a lot of changes, and a lot of new events that have come with this update. So first off, we have gotten a new set of stigmata, Gustav Klimt. So you can check out any new equipment in the equipment album, but I will be highlighting the equipment that have gone through significant changes. So as everyone knows, Fuhua's S-Rank Phoenix Battlesuit will be added to the game. They will also be adding Luna Kindred, Teresa's Awakened Battlesuit. I have no idea why we're getting her so quickly, but if you plan to be pulling for either of them, just remember they are actually farmable. The A rank from stages and the S rank from events. We also have a 10-day login event giving us Blue Swallow, the costume for Valkyrie Exhibitor. We now also have the Land of Wishes, which is the Golden Egg or the S rank Valkyrie Selector, where you can choose from Night Moonbeam, Lightning Empress, or Dimensional Breaker at the cost of 6,000 crystals. Also, remember to look into your mailbox for compensation of crystals, stamina, and a Divine Key. I'm not sure if everyone gets the Divine Key. I do have a friend who told me that he didn't have it in the mailbox, so if you didn't get it then, well, you could get it from the raid when it opens. So, looking at the stages, we now have the extra stage, where you can play the chronicles of the previous extra stages, namely Everlasting Memory, the Xinyan stage, and the, what was that after that? The Chiyo stage? Yeah, then we also have a new Dreamland stage, where you can farm for 30 fragments of the Phoenix Battlesuit. We then also have 2 total invasion stages, where you can get Anti-Entropy cores and Shixel cores. So, moving on, we have the event stages, and in that we have the Blood Feast, which is the showcase stage for Luna Kindred. We also have the Gustav Trial, which is the showcase for Gustav Klimt Stigmata. Then we have the Challenge of Psalm, which we had previously, so I'll look into that soon. Then we do have the Black Ops, where you can farm for Divine Prayer fragments and also a little of other rewards. And onto Co-op, where we can farm for the Divine Key materials from Space-Time Base, but you'll have to use your time structures. Then we still have the Soul Throne that's going on for 2 weeks, and we have a new raid, which is the Squad Snowwolf. So if you haven't gotten your Judgment of Shamash guns, you can get them from here, but basically the main point of this raid is to obtain the Obsidian, which is the material needed for the last upgrade of the Divine Keys. And speaking of the Divine Keys, if you look at the Divine Key Chamber, there has been a new addition, the Key of the Devourer. It will be the canon Divine Key, but it has not been released yet. So moving on to the dormitories, we have a new item added. It's still called the Black Cat Stamp. I don't know why that is. I think they call it bricks in the Japanese server. So we can look out for a name change later on. But I would say that the biggest change is in the moving in configuration, where there is no longer a limit for the amount of Valkyries that you can place in the dormitory. I love that. Just because, you know, I don't see why they were limiting it before. So it's a great change. Then we move on to the weapon and stigmata changes. So the first incredible change that I noticed is in the second Sacred Relic, where you can deal up to an additional of 10% critical damage for every 25 SP that you have, and it stacks up till 8 times. So if I'm reading this correctly, that means at 200 SP, your character will have an additional 80% critical damage. That is insane. I am definitely upgrading this weapon now. The next weapon is the Plasma Kagehide, so instead of dealing low amounts of ice damage per hit, you also do an additional 20% to frozen or speed reduced enemies. Then we have the Cyclops PRI, which has an addition of the 200% additional damage on your third charge sequence of a cannon. But generally, I still don't think that this cannon is good. The only way that they can really buff it is to let it retain all its damage, but take away the very long charge time, because it just doesn't work. Another significant change is to the Divine Keys. So if you look at them, they have things like a addition in co-op raids, where you can deal extra physical damage if you're on the katana. If you have the Judgment of Shamas, you can deal extra 20% damage multiplier and heals the team for 7%, blah blah blah. So check it out in the Divine Key section. Also, Stellar Vortex has been added. It's a really good free gauntlet. Actually, even though it's free, it's actually really good in terms of in weapons in general. You know, it compares to even the gacha weapons, which is a really good buy. So if you do have enough anti-entropy cores right now, go for it. And they have added the Ranger's weapons. They will be obtainable in the Chronicle section of the extra stages. The Yae Sakura Stigmata has also been buffed. They now deal extra damage to weight reversal in general. So if you do have the Sakura Blossom, then it is a huge plus. But if you don't, well, they're still viable, especially since they're free. But I will be upgrading and testing them out because I don't have her previously recommended set. So I will be testing against my own set, the ones I used in the Memorial Arena recently. And yeah, we'll check it out. Next, we have Higoku Maru M. It is a really significant update because the Stigma now provides 30% fire damage where it didn't before. The exchange house has also been updated, so we do have a chance to exchange for Nagamitsu, Auto Apocalypse, and Sinmao Stigmata. The costume shop has also been updated. You can still obtain the summer costumes from the costume shop, but they cost 2,200 crystals each. So if you didn't get them then, I don't think you want to get them now. And I almost forgot, but the Expedition module has been added to the command center. So it basically allows us to send Valkyries out to kind of farm for the fragments that you want to. Instead of us having to play the stages manually, we'll just send the Valkyries out, and after a certain amount of time, they will come back with the results on whether or not we get the Valkyrie fragments. And finally, a small but notable function is that we do have the quick level up system for our skills, so we don't have to keep adding them one by one, and we can also look at the total cost of the skills that we're trying to upgrade. That feature has also been added for items, so you can use them all at once. So that is all for my short look into the current update. I hope I was able to cover everything, but for any significant details that I missed out, don't forget to leave them in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, guys, and I will see you guys soon.